Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today I'm making another name out of wire. So I'm going to make Johnny's name as a bracelet. So let's just troubleshoot this. I haven't made one yet, so we'll see how it goes. You're going to leave a little space at the beginning, probably maybe 6 inches or something. And I'm using 18 gauge wire, so it's quite a bit thicker than the 20 gauge, and you could maybe even go a little thicker than this depending on your wire. I didn't want to go too thick, but this is, so we're going to just start by doing like a really stylized J, like this, sort of a cursive J. And then we want to bend this up and do an O. So we're going to go across here and do the O, bring that in, and then we need an H. So we'll bring this up here, and the H is basically an L with a little loop, so we're gonna bring that down, and then you need to bend it up. So use your fingernail or the pliers depending on how stiff your wire is, and then you want to make the loop part of the H. So we'll bring that down, bend it around a bit if you need to, and then bring this up, and we need to do the N. So how I like to do the N is I actually like to do like a little loop, but I end up squishing the loop in. You barely see the loop. So we're just going to take that, and because the wire's a bit thicker than the 20 gauge, I'm just going to really hold it and squeeze it and do a stylized N just in here like that. And then we need to do another one, another little loop here. Same thing, you start the loop, but then you have to like really pull it. We'll use the round pliers first. We've got to really pull it so you barely see it as a loop. It's more like just a little impression, you know. So there we have the two ends, and then we need the Y. So we're going to bring this. I'm also going to try the names with aluminum wire. I know a lot of the street vendors that sell these names actually use aluminum wire. I thought I'd use this 18 gauge wire because it's a little more accessible and it's quite a lot more solid. So now we need the Y. So bring this down, and then I'm going to use the larger round pliers. You can play around with it if you find it's not quite how you envisioned. And then we're going to bring this to the back and form the bottom of our Y. So now what I wanted to do for Johnny's was to do a treble clef, because I know that Johnny likes music, so I thought I would do that. So we're going to just make a little loop for the treble clef. Don't want it too far away from the name. And we're going to bring that around. And then I guess you could even put a bead on there if you wanted, and bring this up. My wire's a little long as usual. I cut 30 inches, but I think it's way too long. You probably get away with 20 inches, maybe 24. So we're going to bring this up, and we want to form the treble clef, but I don't want it to be too big either. So you can just keep adjusting this so it's the right size. And then what I do for the treble clef is I bring this down to the side, and then I form this round part first. So we bring that around, bring it up a little bit. Okay, so this is how I always make my treble clef earrings. You start with like a kind of a shape like that, and then you kind of push it over that way. So we'll take this and we'll bring it in here. So now it looks like a treble clef, and we'll just play around with that a little bit. If you want to make it even more solid, we can just bend this right around that central wire to get it to stay in place a little more. So there we go. So then that'll be definitely more solid. Now the part that's going to be a little difficult is to figure out how big you want it for a bracelet. So you can just kind of fit it to your wrist how you want to do it. I'm just going to guess at it for now. And so the idea is you would want to make a kind of like a hook and a loop. So I think the easiest thing to do would be, let's just start on this side and we'll make a loop. So we're just going to go here, bend it, and do a loop around. So I'm just going to bend this here, make a little loop, and take this, and it's way too long, so I'm going to cut it, and we're just going to bend this around a couple of times how you like it. Okay, so there we go. Clip that off. And then for this side, same thing, you want to bend it around. Imagine, you know, you could try it on your wrist to see how it looks. And then when you're happy with sort of the right distance, you want to form a hook. So what we want to do is just, that's going to be sort of where it hooks, but we want to bend it a little further along. Okay, we're going to bend it, just see like that, and then squish it in. And then you need to imagine how your hook is going to be. You're going to bend it back here. So here we want to twist the end. So we're just going to take this and go over and twist it 2 or 3 times. So we're just going to twist it 2 or 3 times. Now this is a novelty project. It is a little bit fragile. If you are selling these, you'll want to warn your clients that, you know, it definitely is a little bit fragile. So it's the 18 gauge wire is pretty good. It's just like a lot of like wire pieces. You just have to be a little more careful with them. And then what we want to do is form a hook that's going to go into there. So what I would do is, I always like to make a little bit of a teeny bit of a bend there. And then I'm going to get the larger round pliers and bend it back. If you want to do a separate clasp, you can. You can just do 2 loops and add a separate clasp. That's not a problem. But if you want it all out of one piece of wire, this is a super cute way to do it. And there we have Johnny on a bracelet with a treble clef. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more DIY wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And be sure to comment below and let me know if you make some names out of wire. See you the next time.